Yo, 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 it's your boy Sincere. Another episode, Sincerely Speaking. Have the usual knuckleheads here to my right and to my left. We are missing Queen. And you know what? She got fired, y'all. I'm gonna just be honest. She got fired. She didn't wanna play ball. She was mad about the 5 cents that she was making for the hour that we were on here. Everybody else fine with making nothing. I'm just kidding. She had to win. Um, we may have another guest host come on if Erica's friend decides to randomly show up, pop up. She's supposed to. We'll see. But anywho, to my let me see, I don't even know. There we go. To my actual left, but if y'all looking at it to my right, is Miss Erica Lark.
Hi.
And then of course the other gentleman over there, I don't know what he's looking at, but he's looking
That
Mo,
phone.
I'm hoping he's sharing this so I'm paying too. Don't do that.
Hey, it's all good. It's Mr. Penis Permission Slip himself,
Let's
PJ
get to work.
Bradford.
Let's get to work.
What up, Wendine? Hey, I should have invited you on if I knew you was gonna be free. You could have talked. We could have listened to you. Know what I'm saying?
Facts.
What up, Keon, man? Oh, he said,
Hey,
"What up, Boo?"
Keon.
Never mind.
Oh, look.
What's up?
I just
No,
saw
no,
the boo
man.
boo.
I just saw Boo. I just saw that, so I didn't mean to say what up to that, but what up? Appreciate you showing up.
Oh, nah, you move for the rest of the show. You
Hey,
answer
look,
to it.
I'm gonna need you to send her private messages with Boo
Don't
and it.
don't get me beat up. He is happily married. Do not get me beat up, okay?
Oh,
Ain't got
well,
time.
I ain't got nothing to do with that. I just read. Look, y'all know I read the comments. I just be reading stuff like I'm looking at a teleprompter. So
Oh
people type
man.
stuff, they be messing me up. See, thank you, Keon. That's much better. What up, peeps? Wifey says, "Hey, crew." What, Wendy? We know you always got something to say. Hey, so prepare yourself. We ready. We out here. We about to have some fun. It's random.
Let's go.
So we're gonna have some fun today. So without further ado, we're gonna get it started. So the first topic is, uh, I hate that when it does that. Do you love the individual the way you want to be loved, or the way you want to be loved?
They.
Wait, that just kind of confused me. Hold on, let me reread that again. Do you love the individual the way you want to be loved, or the way? Oh, I'm sorry, they want to be loved. I apologize. I read it wrong and just put that in there all wrong. What's up, Ashley? And yes, Wendy, BJ gonna make my pressure high. Uh-oh. Why? Because
Take
you
it
see
from
his
me.
muscles.
I
You
think
see
it's
his
his mouth over the
oh,
muscle.
his
First of all,
mouth.
why am I going to discuss me like I'm I,
Okay, sorry, we got a little off track. This is too much fun.
yeah,
So,
he called you
um,
boo and got you all flustered.
oh, whatever. Hey, now. He didn't call me boo. He was talking to
You
the
answered
only one with the twins on the stage. Okay, it wasn't me.
Whatever. All right. So who answering the question first?
him, boo.
Go
Whatever.
ahead, boo.
Nicole Richardson said, "What's up? What up?"
So,
I'm not answering first. Erica, you can answer first. Go and knock yourself out.
Okay. So when I'm with someone, I rather love them how they want to be loved. I think everyone's definition and way of expressing love is different. Um, to me, I've changed, honestly. I used to be more of a verbal lover. I used to like to hear the words all the time. I love you, I love you, I love you. But now I'm more of an actions type of lover. So if the person that I'm dating, if they're more of an actions type of person, they're not like, have all these gifts and do all this, do all that. That's how you show me you love me. Because some people are like that. So for that person that you're with, I personally think it's better to love them how they want to be loved. Because if I love you how I want to be loved and you're not happy with that, then you're gonna feel like I don't really love you. So
Okay.
simple.
Oh, that might be yours. Yeah, gonna turn that down a little bit. um, for me, and I've kind of talked about this before. I think it's kind of a toss up with some things because clearly, yes, majority of the time when you start to like things, you like things because of past relationships. I think there's like it's kind of one of those touchy sort of situations where I might have liked getting this done because this person was doing this for me, and I like this because of what this person did. Not one of those things like I'm kind of torn with it, I guess, because allow me to be able to show you I love you the way that I know how to do best. But then, of course, I should always keep in mind the things that you love as well. I mean, but in my opinion, that's just being a well-rounded significant other to somebody else. I mean, you should always know what that person likes and so on. But I think for some people, like of course when it comes to like certain things, well, maybe throwing it out there like oral sex, they might have been like, such and such used to do it like this, and they want you to do it that way as well, and that's how they felt love from that individual. So they're now, I mean, for some people, they might look at that like, okay, so now you're thinking about this other person and you want me to be like somebody that you're not with. So I'm kind of, to me, it's kind of a toss up depending on how things are presented. If you tell somebody you like certain things, don't put your past of why you like those things in there, because you can actually, in my opinion, ruin some things for your future. That's just my thoughts. DJ, don't look so bored, man.
No. It's not even gonna be reckless. It's not even gonna,
no, he's thinking.
It's not even gonna be reckless. My opinion. Well, I can only speak for myself. I want people to attempt to show me affection in the way that I want to be shown affection. But how you love me should be something that I pay attention to, knowing you and appreciate. Like, I'm never gonna be the Carl Thomas emotional sweater wearing flowers on the bed kind of dude. That doesn't come natural for me. That's not how I show affection for the people that I care about. It's because I said Carl Thomas emotional sweater with Summer Rain playing in the background.
Hey.
No, but super serious. Like, that's just not how I show affection to the people that matter. So if you know me well, you'll know that even with my family, I'm just not that man, but I'll do all that I can do within how I show love to let you know, like, I'm solving all the problems. I'm fixing everything. I just want to take care of you. If you ever need me, I'm going to be there. No doubt. My family knows. You text me and say, hey, BJ, I need you. I'm going to be there. That's how I show affection. Because the people I care about. Everyone else, I don't care at all. Like, I don't give minimal F's. So I think it should be a balance of the two. You can show affection in a way that they feel appreciated so that they know that you're aware of those things. But I think that they, on the other hand, should be aware of how you show love and be appreciative of that love, as opposed to trying to condition you or change you into something that's more suitable for them.
Okay. So it sounds like your theme song should be "I'll Be Around" by the Spinners. I was about to play it, but it was moving too slow. And look, it just might pop up though.
That's what I'm talking about. Wendine on my team for one subject.
That's Boom. It. That's all you getting. Don't even get excited.
There you go. That's your theme song right there.
And you know what you want? No. Summer Rain in the background. Get out of here. Let's
go. Whatever. I'm gonna mute you in a second. Felice says you have to find out what a person's love language is. Once that's found out, there must be work put into those love languages, what the love languages are, and understanding what it means and what it takes to ensure that person is getting what they need from the relationship.
Okay. Seriously, is that what we about to be doing now? Playing music back and forth?
What is that?
Carl Thomas, Summer Rain. Get you some.
Oh my God.
Oh, whatever. Wendy, what was the face for? Did you not like somebody's comment? Maybe I need to scroll up to see. Oh, never mind. You said you're with BJ for now. You made a face, so I don't know if that face was for me or if you just didn't like Erica's comment. Probably was Erica's comment.
It might have been.
Who knows? I mean, Wendine, are we boring you? Do we need to let BJ loose? I mean, we can, because BJ gonna be ready for this next topic because he said this. Hey, matter of fact, do you still have in the messenger earlier? You posted the thing about the Donald Glover thing. Do you still have that to where you can actually read what you had?
Me?
Or where you can pull it up? No, BJ posted it. For y'all that I don't know if anybody, I'm sure people have paid attention to it. Donald Glover, you know, his thoughts on a lot of African American women and them not liking nerds. And I've seen this topic come up.
Just he can share it in the comments right now, right?
Yeah, I don't know if he can share a picture. I don't know if the picture can be shown.
Yeah, he can add the pictures to the comments on the live right now so that everybody can see it. But while he works on that,
you go ahead. I might be able to also do that if I save it to my Facebook page. I can add it to the other box and show it.
Or either just save it to your phone, save the picture to your phone, and then you can add it on the comments on this, hopefully. But
so you go ahead and go.
Okay. So the whole Donald Glover thinking that African American women don't like nerds. A lot of females are gonna hate me. Because I'm honest. But he's right. For some reason in our younger most, I'm only speaking for most, but in our younger days, we're more so attracted to the thugs, the reckless, just being young, wild, and free type. A lot of females, we don't really know a lot of males who are into like the anime and, you know, things like that. If we do know them, we right off rip friend zone them. Because for some reason in our twisted little minds, we equate thug life to great sex and fun. And then when we come around the guys who are more quote unquote nerdy, we think that they're boring. And there's no excitement there. And then you later on in life, once we mature a little bit more, or we just experience the bullshit in the relationships, we stop friend zoning those guys that we thought were quote unquote nerds. And that's when we actually see like, you know what? I was wrong the whole time. And it definitely is more so in the African American community, because I have friends of other races and they're more accepting. We are so quick to shut down a man if we feel like he doesn't have what we want right off rip without even getting to know him. And it turns around and bites us in the ass a lot, to be honest. And that's why a lot of women end up with baby daddies that they don't want. Sorry to say it like that, but you know how they say nice guys end last? That's honestly what it's the same thing. So I really don't see any lie in what he said. Other races are more accepting. So they're okay with that. They're willing to learn it. A lot of black women are like, oh, you like that? You can go on somewhere with that. I ain't. So yeah. Sad truth, people. Be more open-minded. Be more open-minded, and you will see that there are more to people than just their interests and hobbies.
Very true. Hey, BJ, I'm going to let you go ahead and go. I'm still trying to get that picture up real quick.
Okay.
I'm working on it on Facebook.
So for this particular topic, this is my life. This is literally my life. For the people who are watching who knew me growing up, I'm just not like the average person from where I'm from. There's very little about me that says South Side of Chicago until you get, you know, me in certain scenarios. Absolutely, growing up, I was completely overlooked by the girls that I was interested in because I was comfortable in whatever it is that I am. You know, I didn't aspire to be a rapper. I didn't want to be a dope boy. I didn't really care about J's. I didn't really care about the latest fashions. You could just as easily find me in church playing drums as you could sitting outside on my porch reading a book, or at the basketball court by myself taking shots because that's just what I wanted to do. Unfortunately, none of those individual unique qualities were viewed with any sort of merit. If I wasn't like what people were seeing on TV, I wasn't considered to be a viable candidate. Conversely, like Erica says, as we get older, I become more and more appealing. I've never been this popular in my life because now I got my stuff together. Now I can articulate myself. Now I don't have a record. Now I don't have 45 baby mamas. I don't have a box Chevy with 26s, but I do own my own home. But you know what I'm saying? But
it's true though. Yeah, it's true.
It's an entertaining thing to say, but the truth is I went from inner city Chicago where everybody was black out to a suburban high school. I went from being the outsider / outcast that happened to have a jump shot to, hey, who's the new guy who shoots jump shots and he's in choir and he hangs out with the nerds in the lunchroom? I was just BJ. They took a chance on getting to know BJ and they liked it. For the first time in my life, when I got away from people that looked like me, someone actually looked at me as just me, not the antithesis of what was on BET at the moment, because that's when BET was popping, and you can spend the whole summer watching videos by yourself.
Well, unfortunately, I can't get the post. I don't know if I had to have it on my Facebook timeline before we started, because I added it afterwards and it's not giving me the option to add it. So did you have it up still, BJ, or no?
I posted it.
I say I can read it. I'm trying to mess around, or unless you want to read it, what was said about it.
Hold on, let me pull it up. I don't have the original. I just have that meme. The crux of the issue is Donald Glover is married to a white chick, and everybody's all up in an uproar about Donald Glover being married to a white chick. And he shared that in his experience, black women weren't really interested in him. So he became interested in the person that showed him interest. So now weirdo Donald Glover that just happens to be on TV and has some money is now popping, and people of color are finally paying him some attention. But they weren't paying him any attention before he was really rapping, before Childish Gambino was really cooking. They weren't paying him any attention before he was writing on 30 Rock. They weren't paying him any attention before he was on Saturday Night Live. He riding with who rolled with him to the party. I'm leaving with who came to the party with me. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. If his response to being ignored by black women is to go where someone wants him, why is that an issue? Furthermore, why is it an issue that Mr. Glover can't be supportive of African-American women and men?
That's another question. That's another question. I knew it was going to roll over. But yeah.
Y'all always rolling over.
He rolled right into the other question.
I'll read what old dude said. I mean, and we could easily jump into that so you can finish your statement. But the post was from Sid Goldson. He said, and this is exactly what he typed. He said multiple times that he tried being with black women his whole life. They shunned him for his nerdiness, and his blackness was never accepted. I often hear black women say that that's an excuse because there are plenty of nerdy black women, which may be true to an extent, but those kind of ladies are unicorns, especially the attractive ones. I'm sorry, sisters, but due to the dating culture in our community, this is the result of the acceptance and treatment of your black men that don't fit the mold of what society deems sexy. Face facts. Most sisters pretend to like DBZ. For those that don't know what that is, it's Dragon Ball Z.
Amen.
I don't look like it, but I am an anime person. Okay, back to the reading. Video games and comic books, Linkin Park, etc., and not genuinely. This topic has been on my feed all day, and I've yet to see the sisters take responsibilities for how your kings are treated that don't feel the trap god, baller, gangster, woke, corporate, cutthroat, loving, big-dicked family man we need to emulate just to stand a chance in the black dating game. And then he basically ended it saying, "Face it, sisters, y'all see a black man who sold out. We see a black woman who lost out."
And it's
So
interesting too because out of all of that, he is nothing but facts. But for some reason, and it still irks my nerve, but as soon as a black man dates a white woman or marries a white woman, he's a sellout. When his entire life dated black women and he was never fully accepted. Like, that irks my nerve. It does not matter what race of a woman he's with, as long as that woman loves him and accepts him for who he is. But it's not an issue until she's not black. But none of y'all females stepping up. Stepping up and taking on that role and loving this man how he should be loved. You don't see the value in him until another person of color has him. Like, y'all gotta, us women, because I'm talking like I ain't no damn woman, but we have to stop doing that. Like, you don't see the value in someone until somebody else has them. Like, come on now, cut it out. I think that's the real issue in this.
If Felice, before I read your comment, I saw you ask the question, "What is the definition of a nerd?" And according to Merriam-Webster.com, a nerd is an unstylish, unattractive, or socially inept person, especially one slavishly devoted to intellectual or academic pursuits. Computer nerds, yada, yada, yada. I think that, to me, really isn't how it's looked at, because clearly everybody has different thought processes now. You know, definitions have changed. I think because back in the day, I wouldn't have necessarily considered myself a nerd, but I was book smart, stayed on the honor roll, so on and so forth, but I was out doing a lot of different things. I think for a lot of folks that are into, like, I mean, to me, when the guy mentioned Dragon Ball Z, when Dragon Ball Z was the stuff. I love anime. I love video games, still play video games. I don't necessarily consider that being a nerd, but of course you do see some women complain about men still playing video games. I mean, at the end of the day, and I keep saying it, better your man playing video games at the house than to be running the streets doing something with some other female that might be doing better things than you. So, you know, we're going to go and hit these comments. I ain't got much to say about it, really, but I guess I can I'll probably dive into it a little bit more on the next topic when it comes to the staying woke and race and dating outside your relationship, race and so on and so forth. But I'll hit the comments real quick. Felice says, I already read the first part. He said, "I'm from the hood where turning 18 was a blessing, and I hang, maybe you meant gang bang." Yeah, they say hang bang. I say, what's a hang bang?
The light version of gang bang.
No, not. You and your girl hang chandelier in the bedroom.
Yeah. Shower curtain. That's what that is. That's that shower curtain. Hang bang. However, I'm a sociology major, and the realest person to be around. It's the same with people saying that black folk talk white when it's only speaking intelligently. I like Erica's response, though. No doubt. Let me see. And then, let's see. Erica, you responded. I ain't going to read it. Let's see. Felice said, "I'm with you, BJ. I was called a dork, a nerd, because I loved to learn something different, even though I was from the hood." And that's what's up. Proud that you got out, brother. Proud that you got out. Keon said, "Real shit, speaking the truth." And then he said, "I feel you, BJ." That just sounds funny.
This from the man who's answering for childish.
Hey, but hey, you thought about it after I said it. I'm sorry. I'm just just being a guy.
DJ was bringing up the whole boot thing, but it's okay. You try to get him back,
and he's failing.
It's okay. Whatever. Wendine said, "I mean, I go through the same thing as a good woman. Guys don't want the good girl that's wanting to cook and hold it down. They want the ratchet chick with the 30-inch weave and has nothing going for herself."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Most guys in their younger age, the same thing. They do want that ratchet, let me twerk in your face and do all this extra stuff, and they don't care if she can cook and clean, but then they don't appreciate that until they get, you know, a little bit older in life, and then they're like, oh shit, it would be nice if I came home to some food. And
can I tell you a cool story about how none of that matters because he really just wants to smash and go home?
We know that, BJ, okay, but I'm talking about when it actually comes to a man being hitting a point in his life where he's ready to settle down. That's when it starts to matter. That's when he starts to pick that woman that can do all those things. Oh shit, she cooks, she cleans, she's got good sex, she's educated. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's the same thing because it can be viewed from the man. We started off talking about the man's point of view, but it can also be viewed from the woman's point of view. You have women like me who are homebodies. We don't really like to go out like that. We rather just, you know, keep it simple. Do those house chores and all that stuff. But a lot of guys rather be with those loud, ratchet, wild females.
Well, no, what I'm saying, and I think it's different because we're talking about his lifestyle in regards to being a nerd, how he's viewed as a nerd and not being popular, not being a certain way. I mean, a lot of dudes when they're young, yeah, you young, fast, you want that chick that's out there wilding out. You want that chick that's gonna be on your arm, that gonna have dudes. Well, some dudes want the chick that they can a trophy. I mean, when they're young, most dudes ain't really caring about what you can cook for them and so on and so forth. They're young. Brothers is eating microwavable food, and let's be real, a lot of young females don't know how to cook anyway.
Okay. Well, yeah, a lot of them, but you can also twist that in the same thing when it comes to talking about Danny Glover and being a nerd at a young age. You can use that same analogy that you just used.
But he ain't young.
No, I know, but I'm saying you said when you're young. But that's why I said right now, that's why he has such a valid point right now, because he is older in life. He decided to get with this white lady and marry her, whatever it is their situation is. That's why it's an issue now, because he is of that age. When you're young, and nobody care about that. But she mentioned being young.
But they still, like I said, they still didn't want him, which is why he's at an older age, not being desired by these African American women. So he went after young Snow Bunny.
Hey, I'm all with it. Go ahead, do your thing.
You know, and said, "Hey, we can watch anime together," and she actually wants to. She's not doing it.
It doesn't. Okay, pause. Let me stick a pin in it, because I don't think it should matter if she even wanted to. Because if you're a man that I care about and I love and I want to show affection to and all that stuff, it's a chance that you're going to be interested in something that I'm not interested in. But it's all about being able to be around that person. If I'm with somebody and I look out and they're into the gym just like I'm into the gym, yes. But if they're into anime, I'm not just going to shut them down and be like, you know what, go do your thing. I'm going to sit there too. Like, I've dated people who are into video games. Instead of me just going into another room, no, I learn how to play, and I'll sit there and play with you, or I will sit there and watch you play. There are options to it, but you don't have to like it just to sit there and accept that about that person, and you don't have to be into it. Sometimes these other females don't really be into it. They fake it, just like how dudes be faking shit to get what they want. Females fake it too.
Yeah, y'all. A lot of females do fake it.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do
that. So Wendine says, "See, y'all should have had me on. I got something to say. You could have came on. You still could. I mean, we got a spot open. Do you want to come in? This is like what? This is our second topic. All you gotta do, shoot me heck, can I send you? I can send you an IM. Hold on. Let me go to the next top. Well, thanks.
Yeah, everybody we can start next topic while you work on that.
Turn me loose, Coach. Give me a topic and turn me loose.
Yeah.
Well, how about this? How about you just make up a quick topic while
roll into the one about what we were about to roll into.
Well, let me finish the topics. I mean the comments then, and then I can do that.
Okay.
So then you're gonna have to hold your thought processes for a second. Let's see. Police says, I feel that I've been married twice to women of color, being raised not to bring a white girl home, but those marriages ended in divorce. However, the woman who's interested in me is white. And yes, sometimes when we're out, she gets mad dog looks from black women. So I choose to pick a person who's really interested in me and not what I can do for them.
Mm.
All right. And then Adrian said language, must be talking to that one over there that's laughing. You see that?
All right. I need to piss people off because I need to say something that bothers me.
Go.
Bob.
Yeah. First things first, tribalism is stupid. So as long as we're deciding what team we're on based on color, you're all idiots. That's number one. Number two, you don't get bonus points for being black. You just don't. You don't get bonus points for me because you happen to be the same color as me. Do you treat me well? Do you care about me? Are you passionate about things that matter to me? Are you going to support me? You have my back. I don't care what color you are. Now, as long as y'all want to bring race into the equation, that's fine. That's cool. You're still dumb. It's not about being black or white. It's about finding somebody that has your back long term when it doesn't necessarily benefit them. They're only there for you.
Mm-hmm.
So when nobody gave a hell about Donald Glover, when he was just a weird dude with a nappy beard and a fro that ain't been shaped since he was 7, you didn't care nothing about him. Now he's on TV. She cared about him then. She's in the game. You had your chance to try out. Now she's starting. Now she's all NBA in his life. Kill yourself. You missed.
And a lot of people don't want to start caring until the person making money and doing good.
Bingo.
It just.
Unfortunately, that's black females.
No.
From our experience, from our experience, I can't say that about white females.
I can, because I'm friends with all races, and that's not just a black woman thing. It's females of other races who go after the men with the money also. So that part I can't allow you to say that it's black females. You know, I'll call out the BS when it's BS, but no, that's everybody.
Don't owe anybody anything. Just like black women don't owe anyone an explanation as to what they do. There's no obligation to the race to do anything. Your obligation is to yourself and your own personal happiness. So y'all can keep superimposing this whole monolithic black thing if you want, but you're just going to end up being salty at the end of the day. There's no such thing as just black people. There are people who happen to be black.
I'm brown. So, back to the comments.
3 years from now, you're going to have Steve.
Whatever. When Dean said, I would rather have my man in the house with game than in the streets, play on. All right.
Play on.
All right. Felicia says, I love you. I love what you just said too, Terrence. Appreciate it. Let me keep scrolling up. And then Keon said, man, y'all. Please, he said, apologize about the typos. You good, man. Let me keep scrolling up.
Guy is back.
When Dean says, when Dean, you better say that. My bad. When Dean said, Erica, you better say that. I'm tripping. She was the one typing. And then Felice says, yes, BJ, yes. Sky says, exactly, BJ. Where'd you get the comment from? Did I miss the comment you saw about what you responded to? When he was talking about us being, with black folks, his whole rant that he just did, was that a comment or you just threw that out there?
No, I think he was just feeling that in his heart and he had to let it out.
I had to let that out. It was just
I was sitting here like, dang, was there a comment that I missed?
No.
Got like really excited.
But okay. Hold on, wait a minute. Get to Wendine. Let's talk.
I got you. BJ, is good that you feel like that, but what about the other races who stick together? The shit you saying makes no. No.
I'm good with that. Wendine, let's get it. I think that's dumb as hell too. I do think that people benefit by banding together with like individuals. I got that. For most groups, that was a matter of survival when they initially came to the United States. What I'm saying is stupid as hell is when you try to create separation within a group because a person makes an individual decision. He has no obligation to the rest of black people. He only has an obligation to Donald Glover. And I'll give you a great example. When a white person commits a crime or a person of another color, we call him a criminal. And we say that that individual is a criminal. When a person of color, specifically black people, commit a crime, see, that's what black people do. I hate when black people act like that. That man his crime is not a reflection of all black people. It's a reflection of himself. So that's a double-edged sword. You can't just say, oh, black people or oh, white people. They're individuals that happen to be black and or white and or another group of people that are making decisions. That's it.
She said it makes sense now.
Oh, sweet.
I was gonna get there. Don't be trying to take my job.
No, because no.
He just got fired. You next, Erica.
I know, right? He fired everybody else.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. I'm trying to take my job, and I was actually going to respond to that as well. Even though she said that makes sense, exactly what BJ said about people sticking together. I think that the biggest issue for blacks, though, is the fact that we many times don't even support our own when we do have something. A lot of the races do support each other, and unfortunately. And I've run into that too at times where I think I deal with the brother, I might try to get a discount. We tend to kind of get discounts from a black-owned business, but we'll go to another business that's owned by a different race, and we're willing to pay them the full amount.
I try to get a discount from everybody. I don't care what your race is. I don't care what your sex is. I need a military discount. I need a discount for being a minority. I'm trying to get it all.
I'm gonna get a discount for being a minority. Really?
Hey, that'd be great. Let us try.
There are college.
I see Nadine coming in.
So
you might be popping in. I see somebody coming in this lobby. There it is. Go fix your fro, girl. Fix your fro. I see you. I don't know if she's singing or she. Okay, I'm gonna try to bring her in.
Real quick. Turning up right
now. Okay. Yeah, well, while she comes in, let's roll over to the next one about the whole woke thing.
Oh,
what up?
There it is.
Wendy.
Hello.
Hello. Well, I'm gonna hit these topics real quick. Actually, I'm sorry. Finish the comment. I didn't even finish my comment, but that was I get that. But that's one thing that we do though, as a culture, we really don't support our own culture like other folks do. You get a lot of the other races banding together and building up their communities with their businesses and so on and so forth. And unfortunately, we don't do that as a culture. But if you just happen to, and we're going to get to it, step outside your race, to date outside your race, it's a problem. We don't even stick together with other things. So why you got to necessarily put it on somebody to stick together in a relationship? I mean, heck, it might just be something else better out there for them in a different race. Let them live. Let them do them. Get out their business. You ain't dating them, whatever. But I'm going to get back to these comments real quick. And then let's see. Let's see. Felice says it doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense for people to just band together in this day and age. It's ignorance at its best. And he came back and said, meaning sticking with one, your race is ignorant to me. And then Van said, let him get his 10%.
That discount.
I mean, ain't nothing wrong with a discount, but just saying. Sky says, unless you're rich or related, white people don't stick together from what I've seen, Terrence.
Well, and he's white, so I'm going to believe what he said.
I mean, there's no need. There's no need. People usually band together for benefits and or protection. White people are the vast majority in the United States. So I'm not going to say they don't need to fear anyone to the point that they have to band together by color, nor do they feel as if they've been disadvantaged or discriminated against, so they're not going to band together for benefits. So that statement makes sense. You just got to take care of you and yours. Hey,
BJ, you might want to bring your laptop in now, because now 4 people in here, y'all look super far back. Just saying. Let's see, and then last comment, then we're gonna go to the next topic. She came back and said that's mainly because many black folks are like crabs pulling each other down into a bucket because of the envy. That's
You
true.
sure ain't lied about that one.
What's going on, Wendy? I see you popped up on. Oh Lord, Look, I thought I lost you for a second there. Popped up on here. Appreciate you joining in. Matter of fact, I'm gonna pick on you for the next topic to go first.
What are we talking about?
We're gonna continue in regards to the can a man or woman be woke for their race even if they are dating outside of their race?
No.
That's all you gotta say? No.
I mean, you could date whoever you want to date. That's not a question. Me personally, I'm not dating nobody that's not of the African American persuasion. But personally, for me, I feel like if you're speaking on the plight of black people, you have to have somebody that looks like you next to you. I'm sorry. That's just my personal opinion. And I feel that, you can't be preaching what black people are going through when you're dealing with somebody that don't understand what we got to go through. Because we used to talk about this all the time. Like, a lot of brothers like to date white women, and that's not no problem because, all women are crazy. It don't matter whether you black, blue, yellow, purple. We're all crazy. You just have to choose what level of crazy that you want to deal with. But they try to make it seem like, oh, well, we're not nice enough. We're not submissive enough. No, I need something to submit to. I need you to give me something to be quiet to. You have to be bringing something to the table. Because when I'm used to doing stuff by myself and you try to come in and you're not pitching in, then we have a problem. And 9 times out of 10, us as sisters, we got some strong personalities. So you got to be a grown man to deal with somebody that's a sister.
First off, no, hell no. So I'm cool with a lot of. No, for real. I'm cool with a lot of what you had to say, and I can kind of understand where you're coming from, although I disagree. But the fact that you use the verbiage that you use tells me that there's an issue in your thought line. I should not have to deal with my partner. I should enjoy my partner. I should work with my partner. I deal with my job. I deal with things that are unpleasant. I deal with things that I don't want to be involved in. If you feel like it's my obligation to deal with you, I will deal with you by disposing of you. That makes you a job, not a team. Nobody wants that.
I don't mean as in you deal with animals. You don't deal with people. What I mean.
I think I lost her.
Sorry, Wendy. You're going to have to come on back for the next one.
So I completely disagree with what she just said. You can definitely be woke if you are another race. It's absolutely possible. You don't have to be black to understand what black people are going through. You don't have to be white or you don't have to be Jewish to understand what people are going through. For an example, I love Gary Owen, right? I love him to death. And it's not because he has a black wife, and it's not because he's a white man. It's because he is an open-minded individual who can remove himself from his own personal situation and just view life as it is. And when you are that kind of person, and plus the term woke, I really don't care for that term too much because people are just using it so loosely nowadays. But it doesn't. You don't have to have a certain race to know right from right and wrong from wrong. Period. So if you're white and I'm black, and you know that somebody just coming up to me and punching me in my face because of the color of my skin is wrong, thank you. It ain't just because you freaking white. It's because you got damn common sense. You know right from right and wrong from wrong. So yes, you can be woke and be of another race. Like what BJ said earlier, you don't get bonus points for being black with me. I can love any race. I can fall in love with anybody. I don't care about what you look like on the outside. I'm more so into what you are on the inside. If you have values and you have morals and you have like similar tendencies and goals as then I'm good. But to just sit up here and be so close-minded to say only a Black man can take my aggressiveness, because I am a very aggressive woman. It ain't got nothing to do with me being Black. It's just got something to do with the type A person that I am. That's just me. So no, I'm not just looking for a Black man that can deal with me because I'm Black and he can be woke because he's Black. Because you have Black people out here who like Kanye West, who think slavery was an option. You see what I'm trying to say? Not to, because I agree with some of the things Kanye says, but that right there in particular, you do have some Black people who really just don't get the real struggle. And then you have some white people who do get the real struggle. Boom. Simple as that.
Okay. Before you go, oh Lord, somebody turn this volume down. Like echo somewhere. Adrian had made a comment about the last thing that I had said, so I'm gonna just clarify this because he said I don't believe that's all true. I know quite a few people who support Black businesses. It's hard to support a Black business that does not offer professional service or quality product. As a part business owner, we have full support in our business from the Black community and other races as well. I didn't say that there's none. I basically was stating that many times in the Black community, we don't support. Now, I don't think it has anything to do with whether or not it's a Black-owned business or a white-owned business. If the quality of the professionalism is poor, or if the product is poor, people are not going to support you anyway. I mean, I'm just stating as a fact that most often it's, as somebody stated earlier, you know, I think it was
yeah, I think he's
Did he just freeze up?
Yep.
Okay.
Definitely.
So do you wanna touch on that?
Yeah. I think those two things can be. Oh, he's back. Okay, there you go.
My bad. Hey, I don't know what's going on my internet today. Pardon me. But that was my comment on that. I was really done. I was just waiting for it to unfreeze. Did you have something to say to that, or you was gonna say something about something else?
No, I got something to say to it. I don't feel like your level of consciousness and the person you love can negate you from being able to do one or the other. I think they're mutually exclusive. Who I care about and who I click with have nothing to do with my ability or their ability to identify problems, historical issues, and common modern day issues at all. Like it's just not a thing. Just because, let's say I married a white chick, just because she's white doesn't mean she can't understand suffering. It doesn't mean that she can't be sympathetic. It doesn't mean that she can't be empathetic. It doesn't mean that by any stretch of the imagination. There are people who go through life every day that look just like me, that have no idea what it means to be me. Conversely, they have no idea what it means for the other races to be what it is that they are, because they're so blind about their so-called consciousness and or wokeness that they feel like they're the only people who have issues or have the ability to understand something. That's ignorant in itself. I liken being woke to the equivalent of being a strong Black woman. Being woke is a state. It's not a statement. Being a strong Black woman is a state, it's not a statement. If you can fit into any stereotypical category for anything in the world, it's not genuine. Most woke individuals, or you say we're woke, don't ever say that they're woke. That's not a statement that they would ever make. Or very rarely do they say, I'm woke. It's people trying to prove that they're woke. And usually, like most other people who feel like they've been disenfranchised, they have to find someone to hate, to unify behind. Mm-hmm. So if I'm woke, I have to hate white people. I have to dislike them. Or at least that's how some people feel. So if you're looking for a team to be on, to turn your tribalism loose on, if you're looking for like-minded individuals, do you. Just don't be pissed when slightly more evolved individuals go about their life being people, not colors.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say something real quick because I didn't even really talk about this, and then we're gonna keep it moving. In my opinion, I feel like this is just another excuse for some blacks to just have an issue with interracial dating. I mean, supposedly being woke is just being aware of what's going on socially with, our social awareness of what's going on with, the black community. Any race can be aware of what's going on, and heck, let's be real. Some other people, some folks of other races could be doing more than black folks are even doing for themselves. So I feel like it's just an excuse and something that's dumb to even focus on. Who cares if the brother might be dating outside his race? So what? They both can be doing way more than the person that's hating on his relationship for the black community than that same black person living in that community is doing for themselves. I mean, it doesn't matter. You can be woke. I don't even choose or even bring that up. I mean, it's, I don't deal with all the extra stuff that goes on social media and people just saying this, that, the other, whatever. You do you, pay attention, you contribute how you contribute, get in where you fit in, don't matter who you date. I mean, let's be real. It's just a bunch of BS just to give people an opportunity to talk about something or just hate on somebody else's relationship or have, like BJ said, an issue with other races. I mean, if you ain't want them and they ain't want you, so what? If you ain't dating them, who cares? I'm going to go to comments. So, let's see. AJ said crabs, and I'm sure he meant crabs in a barrel are in their natural environment. Van says, hell no. I'm sure that was to this comment right here. Let me see. AJ came back, said possible because you could date a black person and still be dealing with one who was part of the oppressor
paradigm.
No, I was actually moving on, brother. I was scrolled because I'm reading down here. I'm not looking at the screen. That's why you see me move in so much, because I got to look. I feel you, Ken. There are white folks who are seen as white trash by the majority due to the financial circumstances. In the 70s, there were white people involved in the original Black Panther movements. Let's see. Sky says, but Wendine, don't your struggles become theirs, even if they are of another race? Let's see. Keon says, hail to the gnaw, Wendine. I disagree. I feel like we just lost Wendine unless she's in the comments.
She's back in the comments. She's in the comments again.
All right. Sky said, Erica, you're on point. Got a thumbs up from Stacy. And then Sky came back and said, did Erica just say she's an alpha on the low? What? Erica is an alpha. Okay. Y'all talking Greek? Alpha? No.
Why, you gonna get your red and white person?
Silly. Wendy, I'm gonna tap you back in here in a second. AJ said, but your level of consciousness determines how you view the world. Some see it as black versus white, which is dealing with the surface level. But if you dig deeper and see the periodium, this is the root of the problem, not race. All right. And then let's see. Sky said, Keon, you're gonna make her head bigger.
Impossible. Big as fuck.
Ha. Oh, I almost clicked on yours. You said hush, y'all. All right. And then AJ came back and said, but why black women get mad at Donald Glover being with the non-black but celebrated Serena Williams? True. Very true. But we ain't going to talk about that. And then, of course, Wendine said, I'm going to let you come back in. She said, a lot of these woke folks are annoying. What's up, Wendine?
Nothing. Okay. I had a few technical difficulties. I had to get back.
Oh, no, you good. You good.
Welcome back.
See, Sky said, man, BJ is getting deep. I respect your views.
Oh, Lord.
I could tell BJ done had these conversations before.
I haven't, actually.
You just been holding them in?
I got real strong views, but I keep them to myself because it ain't nobody's business but mine until I get on here. So let's get it.
Okay. Because BJ picked the low fruit because they picked the low fruit because they not as woke as they claim. And let's see. And then there's some black hands waving by Dante. Okay. There it is. So on to some stuff that ain't as serious.
Thank you. Oh.
Hey, look, your people pick these questions, huh? All right. So, Wendy, I'm gonna pick on you again for this.
Oh my.
Is a man judged if he moans during sex? Why are you laughing? Why is that funny? Wait, hold on. Before you respond, Van just posted something about the last topic. Then I'll have you go. Van says it's hard to see that someone woke would date outside their race. Not to say interracial dating, interracial relationships are wrong, but being so-called woke isn't just about understanding the issue, but trying to find a solution and wake others. Malcolm X or Martin Luther King dated a white woman wouldn't have had the same impact.
If you're gonna reference Martin Luther King, he definitely loved boning white women. You should do some research. Can we move on?
Yeah, I disagree with that. Okay, we're gonna move on.
What, Wendy? No. What you got, Wendy?
I didn't hear the comment.
Oh.
Then we ain't worried about that comment.
We want
to know.
X had a thing for doing white women too. It was like his kryptonite.
Well, damn shit.
All right.
I'm just saying, it's true.
You too, buddy.
Well, this is before he became a Muslim. What up?
All right. So, Wendine, is a man judged if he moans during sex? I mean, are you gonna have something to say if he in them guts and he start? You gonna have a problem with that?
Yes, I am. But I'm not gonna do it to you because I don't know. It's just funny. Like I think it's funny when, like, especially when you get them hard dudes and you just snap those around. I put it in my pocketbook. You know what I'm saying? Because classy women carry a pocketbook. I'm so soul and put it in my purse, and then after I put you out, you either gonna be in a group chat on a 3-way phone call. Like, girl, I was putting this dude. This motherfucker got the bonus. Especially like it's just so funny because it's like you supposed to be hard, like you supposed to be the one in control. I'm not supposed to be controlling you. You supposed to be controlling me. So for you to be hitting Mariah Carey notes while we in the bed, like that's a problem.
What's wrong with him hitting his falsetto? Erica, we gonna go to you since clearly it's not really a dude question.
It could be. We ain't asking no questions.
What's moaning? What is moaning?
All right, so I think I disagree with Wendy again. Sorry, I love you, but I disagree. When you're in that intimate moment, I expect you to be as vulnerable as I'm being. So if you want to let out a little squeak or a Mariah Carey, let it all out. Let it, please. Just like how guys could get turned on more by, hearing. Nobody wants silent sex, even women. I want to know because I don't think that men should be in control all the time, and I don't think they should be hard and be the aggressive one all the time. I'm gonna take advantage, and I'm gonna be the aggressor sometimes, and you gonna sit back and you gonna be my. I think women and men should switch roles in the bedroom. There should not always be one person to lead, right? So when the man is really vulnerable and he's feeling himself, if you're satisfied and it develops a moan, I am perfectly okay with that. Moan all you want, honey. That's why I rather have a bigger house so that anybody on the other side of the house can't hear you. It's okay, be as loud as you want.
On it for you, better let that brother moan.
Well, okay, BJ. She out here, and I was trying to get to the song. I'll get to it in a minute. Hold on, here we go. So this how you feel. I got to get away from the spinners.
It's gotta be falsetto. It's gotta be.
No.
It is, BJ. It is.
Trading places. She said she want to trade places.
But you know what? That's a good song because that is exactly what I mean.
That's what she just said. See, y'all couldn't be a DJ. Y'all missed the whole mark right there. Not falsetto. She said trading places. Now, BJ, what you gotta say? Are you in there moaning in the bedroom in your feelings?
Wait a minute, did we just add in my feelings? Listen, you tried to slip that one in there like I wasn't gonna catch it. This man here then came at me all the way sideways. I don't know about that squeak or that falsetto. I'm neither a squeaker nor a falsetto person. I know some. I've met some interestingly talented women in my day, and I may or may not have moaned one. Yeah, I did. I really had no option.
She just thought about that too, huh?
Yeah, when it was on, I just hit it with one of these. That was great. Now I need a nap. So yeah, I did it. Yeah, I did it, bro. Facebook, I'm on. So if you want to judge me, then you go ahead. I'm just gonna tell you from deep down in my heart, it was amazing. And, I'll probably do it again.
Judgmental type of conversation. It's just like, yeah, girl. Like, I mean, I did that. When guys like, yeah, like it's like one of them. Like, yeah, you got your chest poked out. Like, yeah, nigga, I did that. I did.
How would you feel if you found out that he faked it though, Wendy? He might, guys can fake it too. I've faked the orgasm before just to hurry up.
Like, look, you got
absolutely. It was terrible. I did the same thing.
Ooh,
hey, it happens.
It does happen.
Hey, look, I didn't need a receipt. I told her, hey, I hurry up and pulled it off and threw it in the trash. Time to go. But moaning.
You did it, fam.
Have I ever moaned before? Yeah. Hey,
did you feel like less of a man?
No, not at all.
Okay, so why are you struggling to answer the question?
No, I was just trying to think. I almost made a comment, but I couldn't put the comment out there. But yeah, I mean, I've been there before. If you have that toe crunching, you like, feet be like this.
Throwing them games,
you know what I'm saying? Hey, sometimes you gotta just, you shake it off. Just gotta keep it going. I mean, it is what it is. I don't think there's anything wrong with it if a brother let loose. I mean, hey, if you in some good, enjoy your good, and enjoy that funness at the end, and let her know that you want her to come back. Now I don't know about souls getting snatched because y'all out here talking about snatching souls and putting them in purses and stuff.
Listen, it ain't nothing like running into a succubus. For those of you who don't know what a succubus is, get Google on, okay? She's here to steal your seed, gentlemen.
Man.
Let that succubus do what she came to do.
Hey.
Just to hit the comments, because we got like two more topics before we get. Tyler said snatched. And then she came back and said, "It's a turn on, boost my ego skills." And that's what's up. And I've heard that before too. If you let out, I've seen it. if you let out a little moan, like when you getting some head or something, and they start doing more. So you might wanna, for those fellas that getting some whack head, you might wanna just, hey, fake it if it's whack. She might try better. Now,
Don't you
just saying.
No, it's not
Just
working.
saying. And Tyler came back and said, preach, Erica. Van's laughing at us. What was that? Nietzsche. Miss Williams said, I definitely think women should take it from time to time. All right now. That's what I'm talking about. You got to go in there and snatch it. Snatch it from him. Take it while you sleep. That's the best time. Give him head. Wake him up with head. There you go. And Felice says, if I moan, that means you're doing your thing and it's amazing. If I'm not moaning a little, that means the things you ain't got it. So don't be getting in your feelings wondering if you're good or not. So no, a man should not be judged for what you want. Let's see, what you want to do the dude with mechanical dude. What?
If you want to
talking about
mechanical dude.
He said, do you want to do it to a dude who's like a robot? You need to know that you're doing a good job, and the person that you're doing it to is not just gonna lay there like a corpse, like type of thing.
You shouldn't be laying there like that anyway. You got booties to slap, boobs to grab, something to suck on. Boy, you better be focused. Van said, I refuse. Van, I think you lying, man. I think you done did it. You don't want to let Facebook know that you done might have squeaked in your time
You
before.
ain't got to lie.
And then police came back and said, if you're in love with someone, the sex should be on another level, not just a hit. Now, if you're just sleeping around, just hitting to get off, it's different.
That man said spit on her back.
What? Boy, Keon said, I did the Prince a couple times. Wow. Stupid. Oh, wow. Really? Van, you spit on her back? I ain't did that one before. That's funny to bug. Man. All right, so we got two more topics. This one's getting back serious again, but I think it's good. And I kind of talked about this before. So should men be able to opt out of fatherhood? And of course, this is like dealing with issues with women trapping men with pregnancy. And then it was more to it. It says similar to women having the right to abort an unwanted pregnancy. You all right, Erica? You got your hand over your face.
Come on, ladies. Let's get it.
Boom. All right. So this is how I feel about that. When it comes to abortions, I'm gonna start from the end of that question or whatever. I think men should have more of a say when it comes to aborting an unborn child. Because right now, I get it, it's the woman's decision, it's the woman's body. I got all that, and trust me, I understand it. However, it's still half of what a man created. You have men out here who would love to be a father. Like they would be an amazing dad. That's something that they crave it and they desire it. And then they meet a woman and they're like, okay, this is a great female, great woman. I want to have a child with her. And then if something goes sour, or if she just feels like she's not ready, she could even be wrong. Because you have a lot of women who have an abortion and then afterwards regret it. And if that man had a say about it, that child could have been born. He could have been the father that he wants to be, all that great stuff. That child can have love, blah, blah, blah. So that part, yeah. Should men be able to opt out of fatherhood? Yes. The reason I say yes is because this is my point of view on it. I'd rather you opt out of fatherhood so that child could have an actual father than for you to be a toxic person in that child's life. you have people who are parents who really don't want to be a parent, and it grinds my freaking gears. If you had a choice to opt out, I would, please do me that favor so that I can find someone, or so that I can meet someone who wants this. As far as a woman trapping somebody with a pregnancy, women do it all the time, and it's cold as hell. And then I have the audacity to put them on child support, and it's sick. It's sick. It's sick. It's sick. It's sick. I love being a parent. I have a daughter, and that is the greatest joy in the world. For people who don't want to be parents, I understand it, but the joy of being a parent is amazing. So I can't imagine someone wanting to opt out of being a parent, but you do have people who they just don't want to, and it's understandable. So if it's something that you don't want, I'd rather you just opt out than to be a piece of crap.
Okay.
What did he say?
He told Wendine to go.
I agree with everything she said. I do. But us as women, we have to understand that us having a baby, it won't change a man. If he doesn't want to be with you, me having your baby is not going to make a difference. It just means we share a child now. And that's where a lot of us go wrong. Like, a lot of dudes tell us from the jump, like, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, but you thinking you could change somebody and you could change them and make him want to be with you. Now you stuck with a child that he didn't want, and you stuck on stupid. So everything that Erica had to say, I agree with.
All right. So I'm going to hit the comment real quick, then I'll go, and BJ, I'll let you go after me. Felice says, I say no man should opt out because he laid with her. You man enough to lay down, you need to be man enough for what comes out. That goes for women who choose abortions also. Children belong to God. It might be excuse me, it might be a message. However, if a man chooses to opt out, at least support the child in other ways.
No, I don't agree.
Queen pops up and says, hi. Hello. You're still fired. But my thoughts, I feel like excuse me, dang, I need some more water. I feel like a man should get the option to opt out if, let's say, the situation was a trap. Let's say she done poked holes in the condom, or she done used the turkey baster to go and pop it up in her thing afterward. She scooped it up out the condom. You know, different things like those situations. Because at the end of the day, and just looking at the situation where, there's a lot of evil females out here. I mean, the story from the guy in Michigan where the chick, I guess it was his ex-girlfriend, and she put him down as the baby father, and the state trying to come after the brother for a kid that's not even his. I mean, that's crazy. But because his name was put on the birth certificate, now he's dealing with those type of situations. I mean, there's some evil females out here that do things, and I feel like I 100% agree with what Erica said in regards to the fact that a man should have a say in whether or not a woman can have an abortion, because just because you don't want that child, that's half of him too. So allow that child to come out, have that baby. Yes, it's your body, but like, oh shoot, what was his name? I just read his comment. Felice said, you lay down, be an adult, have that baby. I personally feel like, yes, there should be maybe let the kid grow up. If you can't afford the child, adoption is always better than just terminating their lives. Now, granted, you don't want a bunch of kids in the system. I get that, but that child might grow up to be the person that comes up with the cure for AIDS. I mean, we could be killing all kind of kids that could be that child that was meant on this earth to have a lot of cures. Could have been the next president to change things around. You never know. But I feel like men aren't given the same option because of all the women's rights. But what about the man's right to that child? Yes, it's not born yet, but I still feel like he should have some say. But then again, if you have a man, I mean, not to, if the man says that they don't want to have a child, y'all agree, it happened. Yes, y'all should be adults to keep the child. But if he say, well, I'm not ready for a kid, you choose to have that kid. I don't feel like a man should be forced to necessarily have to raise the child when women have the rights to be able to terminate, and they get the choice to choose whether or not to be mothers or not. I don't feel like fathers should have to basically be a father when you weren't ready, but a woman can basically say, well, I don't want to be a mother, I'm about to have an abortion. I feel like it's just unfair. Now, saying that, should a man raise that child? 100%. If she chooses to have that child and it's your child, take care of it. I'm not saying that you shouldn't, but in all fairness, if that man says he does not want a child, he should be able to have that option to be able to not have to deal with a child, an unwanted child, for those many years. Because at the end of the day, if he sits and acts like for the rest of those 18 years, or the rest of that child's life, that he does not want to be there, and he puts that out there to that child, I'm sorry, I don't want to be a kid growing up with a father that does not want me. I'd rather be a child that grows up around people that care about me and that want me to be here, because that's a lot for a child to take on. And I wouldn't want any kid to take that on. I grew up in a 2-parent household, but I have a lot of friends that grew up in single-parent households, some that don't know their fathers. I've talked to, one of my buddies about trying to build that relationship back up with his father. And we've had like some heart-to-hearts. I mean, that's what we do. We're building each other up. And at the end of the day, I've told a couple of my friends, reach out to your father, get those questions answered that you want answered, and then decide what you want to do from there. You have kids, those are his grandkids. They may have changed their mind now, but instead of dealing with that hurtful situation in the long run, I mean, man, they should have rights. That's just my thoughts. Go ahead, BJ. You like you real relaxed. You ain't got your leg kicked up no more, but you like you leaning up against the wall right now.
Relaxation is what I do. You know what I'm saying? Look, but so Felice says that children belong to God, and it might be a message. And however, if a man chooses to opt out, at least support the child in other ways. So that's the system that's in place currently. Whether you want it or not, you're gonna pay for this baby. Hell, in some situations, whether it's your child or not, you're gonna pay for this baby.
Yeah.
And who's that? Lenore says, if men want to opt out of being a father, then they need to realize.
You know what? Both of y'all about to be fired. I'm supposed to be reading comments.
No, he's using it with his answer though.
I know.
If men want to opt out of being a father, then they need to realize that there are always consequences to their actions. I absolutely agree that people need to understand that there are consequences to their actions. But my counter to that is similar to what Terrence says. There are always unintentional consequences if you do something enough. When women have unintentional consequences, they have the option to kind of start from scratch, as terrible as that sounds when we're talking about a life. The issue here is basic equality. If you have the option to opt out of parenthood because you're not prepared, or you feel as if you just don't want to as a woman, then you've got a recourse. As a man, you kind of get dragged into it. So let's say, I mean, the situation we were talking about before, hey, she put holes in the condom, you're like, listen, I don't want to be a parent. I never aspired to be a parent. I put the condom on like I was supposed to. It broke. Your birth control failed. Whatever. You did what you were supposed to do, and now you got a kid out of the equation. It's obvious that you didn't want one. Women have the ability currently to just force you into 18 years of servitude, because you're not going to be a good parent if you got dragged into it. Unless, of course, you have some random reading rainbow change of heart where you smiling about everything because now you're here. Like, that's just not the case. Roe versus Wade lets you as a woman choose what to do with your body. This would be the equivalent of Roe versus Wade when it comes to men's rights. I don't want to be a parent. I don't want to be involved with this for 18 years. There should be a recourse where he goes, if you still want to have a baby, go ahead, have your baby. Because that's what some women do. Well, I want to have it, so we going to have a baby. No, you're going to have a baby. Have a baby. Because that's what you want to do. You need to be fully prepared for the consequences of 18 years of something that you desire to have. Unfortunately, a lot of women only desire to have babies by certain individuals because they desire to have the benefits that come along with having that baby. He makes X amount of money. I don't have to work for 18 years because I had a baby by you. Listen, lady, I don't want no parts of your baby. I didn't want it to start with. And granted, he's wrong for not making a great decision on the front end. But if he was broke and was just on a corner, you got drunk one day and you ain't want nobody to know, and you decide to have an abortion, why does that man not have the same option? It's either you believe in complete and total equality, or you, as a female, believe in equality with benefits only. So if you believe in men and women being the exact same, then you can't argue the validity of guys wanting to have the ability to opt out of fatherhood given certain circumstances. Personally, I can't wait to be a correction. I can't wait because I've been waiting. But I would love to be a dad. But I also know that I've made some poor choices on occasion where I thought, sweet Jesus, not with her. I'm being serious.
Hey, everybody had that.
Yeah.
Unless you're a virgin. Or only mess with, yeah, most dudes had it. I won't say everybody because somebody gonna try to correct me. I'm sure. I'm gonna hit these comments and then let's see. So Van said, I disagree. You should handle your business as a man, period. Mistake, trap, whatever, man up. To me, that's not manning up.
No.
Mistake, a trap is just a trap. I'm sorry. That's bogus. Lenore says, opt out, no. I think you already read. You already answered that, so I'm not gonna read that again.
I want it.
Oh, hold on. Let me get up there. And Felice says, to ensure Erica understands where I'm coming from, I'm not coming from a point of two people or one person being devious. I'm speaking from a standpoint of people thinking they can just lay up having fun. All of a sudden, a baby is in the womb. Oh, I mean, that makes sense. Yeah, we just talking about, yeah, that makes sense. They should, but at the end of the day, a man should still have the same rights as a woman, is what we're saying. Men are able to opt out. It's called releasing your rights. Shoot. Most people ain't really get that option, though. Dudes ain't getting that option because, trust me, if that was the case, many dudes would be doing it. That's why they ain't paying child support. They ain't getting that option. See, Felice says, with that being said, there are some situations such as rape where abortion or opting out is the best answer.
Wait a minute. What happens to them belonging to God? Rape or no rape? Make up your mind. You can't have it both ways. No, I know that sounds funny, but it is what it is. There's a kid in the womb. If you can't consider any other circumstance outside of that in which it would be a terrible idea for a child to be born, then you can't always go straight to rape. Like, okay, rape. So she's pregnant. So should she be able to opt out? If you believe the answer to that is yes. If he got too drunk to know who he had sex with and she got pregnant, now he can't opt out. That technically qualifies as rape. Are you cool with that?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming this is the question you want to answer, and I definitely want to respond to this too. Erica, I'm sure you probably will. Says, so what if a woman has the baby and decides that she wants to opt out? Do you tell her you should have had an abortion?
No, I tell her adoption.
No. Hell no. The statute of limitations is gone. You've gone 9 months saying yes. No, I'm being super serious. Like,
no, it doesn't matter the time frame. Listen, this is what people don't understand. If you don't want a child, I don't care if I carried that child for 9 months. I don't care if we slept together, you nutted in me. If you don't want that child, give that child up, male or female, because you're going to sit up here and you're going to hurt that child because now you got to raise a kid that you don't care for. That's why you got these people leaving kids inside of cars when it's hot outside. You got people killing their damn kids for no reason. You got kids starving. If you don't want that child, give it up, period. I don't care if I carried that child. I don't care how old the kid is. It don't matter. Mistake, trap, it doesn't matter. Don't man up. I don't man up, whatever, however y'all want to call that BS. Don't do that. Don't suck it up. If you don't want it and you're not passionate about it, don't do it, period.
Yeah. So, Lenore, your question is a situation in which it's at the end. You made a decision for 9 months that you were going to do this. We're talking about situations when it goes, I'm pregnant, I don't want it. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's waiting until the kid is out of the womb in the scenario that we're discussing. And when I say opt out because one party wants it and the other party doesn't, that's fine. The point is you would be, if you choose to have a baby after your partner, male or female, said, if you want a baby after your partner, male or female, says, I don't want a baby, then that is your sole responsibility because you made that choice on your own. It's like unilaterally deciding that you want to be celibate. You're making decisions for both people. That's not right.
You need to be single now.
And Stephen, before we go any farther, I don't really want to hear about the health concerns that come along with abortions because you don't feel that way about birth control, and they're roughly similar. Oh, Carmen asked me a question. I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to read the comments, so I'm gonna get muted and fired.
I'm gonna get to it, and we're gonna make this our last comment because we way over. But to also throw in my thoughts on Lenore's question, the way I'm reading this is after they've had the child and now they don't want it, can they opt out? If they've had the child, then clearly, if we both agreed and now you do not want this child, clearly we ain't gonna be together and I'll take the child and you can opt out. If I opted to have that child, I don't necessarily need you any longer to raise a child. Not that hard, because I'm sure there'll be another woman out there that's gonna want to deal with me and my beautiful child that I have, and you can go and sign some paperwork and kick rocks. I wouldn't care, because if we both agree that we want to have a kid and you choose to opt out afterwards, I don't want you around the child necessarily. And honestly, I may let the child know if they didn't want to stay around. Keep it at that. If you want to meet them when you grow up, that is your choice. I'm not going to prevent you from wanting to meet them and maybe ask them questions. It is what it is. But what we're saying is men should have the same rights as women in regards to raising a child. Women can just up and say they don't want to have a child and they can just do it without anybody's consent and terminate a life. But men can't do that. And it's clearly unfair. So let me go back to, I think you might have already, hold on, let me see. Did I miss something? Oh, that's Carmen. I saw Felice comment. That was to you. I don't know if you already responded to this. It says, I understand what you're saying, BJ, but sometimes women endanger themselves by having these abortions. Okay, you did respond to that, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. I heard you saying something about health, and I was scrolling through. And then Carmen says, BJ, so if that woman who you say not her had the baby, what would you do?
Oh, I'm stuck, Carmen. But that's but that's me. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if given the option to opt out, I want to be a dad. For most of my adult life, I've wanted to be a dad, but I wanted to be a dad under the right circumstances. Unfortunately, I haven't been in a situation in which I was like, oh, this is perfect. So me personally, I'm in 2000%. I don't care nothing about the chicken, to be honest with you. If I don't like her and it was just some real random stuff, whatever, man, give me my baby, kick rocks. I don't care. I'm going to be pumped up about being a dad one way or the other. So this don't really apply to me per se.
All right. So I'm sure you probably gonna have a comment to this, but I'm gonna just hit you with a definition, Lenore, about your comment about saying I'm not really seeing opting out as being an equal to abortion. I don't think there is an option that would make this equal. The definition and meaning of opting out means to choose not to participate in or carry on with something. Sounds like abortion to me, but maybe I'm wrong. But clearly, if you choose to have an abortion, you're choosing to opt out of the pregnancy and be a parent because you don't want to carry on with that child. But maybe I'm wrong. Anybody else got something to say about that?
Nope.
All right. So I guess we're all in agreement. And then she came back and says, yes, Erica, I agree that was my counter to BJ. My point is that when a woman wants to opt out, it is looked down upon more than a man. There isn't a situation where this would be equal. Women get to choose abortion all the time, and they're making equal rights, giving women rights to do whatever they want with their body and saying that men don't have a say. Yes, abortion is looked down upon, period, because you're killing a child. That's why it's looked down upon, not because of the fact that they're just opting out. If you give up a child for adoption because you can't care for that child, I don't think many people are looking down upon you because you're giving that child a potential to have a better life than being with you. But abortion is just look bad, period. It's just looked down upon, period. I don't think that has nothing to do with whether or not you're a man and what rights they have. I mean, it's still kind of the exact same thing. And then let's see, police came back. BJ, I agree. I know someone where she was raped, she chose to keep your child or of course, I also know some people who chose to abort. I'm saying children belong to God. Yes, my beliefs are my beliefs, and many people don't agree with me in that, and that's okay. Any response, BJ?
No, I mean that's a fair statement. His beliefs are his beliefs, and like we don't necessarily have to agree, but we understand each other, and that's all I really expect with this discourse.
Why you done? Hey, we like arguing.
Right?
Maybe just me.
No, he's not. First off, I know him.
No. He was reading the comment from Lenore.
Yeah, we're talking about Lenore, man. We ain't talking about y'all no more. Y'all ain't even important anymore. We past y'all now. We don't. You see, you ain't even paying attention to the comments. Pay attention. Yep, I posted it. Whatever. So we about to get off here. We appreciate y'all tuning in. We lost Wendine. Maybe next time. Maybe Queen will be back next week. Maybe not. Who knows? She might have to work again. I might rehire her. I might charge her to come on. I don't know. But we appreciate y'all tuning in and rocking with us. Make sure to follow us. Follow the show. You can follow Sincerely Speaking, of course, on Facebook. You know what it is. If you've been here, you've talked to us. Appreciate y'all comments. If y'all got something y'all want us to talk about, hit one of us up. Let us know. We missed one topic here, so we'll talk about that next week, with which is marrying for love or security. So we can save that one for next week. We beat the hell out of some stuff.
That was such a good one too.
Got time. I mean, y'all better be here. Next Wednesday, we're gonna come back on. I'm gonna schedule it 8:05 p.m. Eastern, and we back on here. So we holla at y'all. Peace out. Have a wonderful night, folks.